Music. It colors how we see the world. It's a powerful tool. We just need to know how to use it. And now, here's Reverend Sue.
Got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back.
Good evening, and thank you again for joining us today. We are excited again. We have a fantastic guest with us today, and we got him. I think we got him basically because he is not traveling all over the world right now because we are stranded here in Washington with snow. And I, say, whoa, snow, they're not traveling. So that was to my benefit. Thank you very much. Maybe I'm a little selfish, but I guess it's Tylan Page. And this young man burst into music scene on fire. I mean, he started out on fire. And we cannot thank him enough for taking the time to be with us. He's let me see it's so much I want to say about him is that you cannot duplicate his style of music because it's his own. And Tylan has broad appeal to younger and mature audience. I think I fall in the mature audience. He has not defined that yet, but I'm claiming it. He was a straight A student in high school, and now he was a star basketball player. He was a leader, and when he went from high school, he went on to college because he has so many credits in high school until he went to college. Now he's a junior in college. I don't know what type of vitamins he's taking, but I would love to have it. Or maybe he just believed in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and got the DNA as being a fantastic, outstanding musician, a singer, a leader, and great family. So he's more like, let me see what I want to say. Most important thing too. One of the most important things, he was born right here in Washington D.C. Y'all. He was born in D.C. He's a Washingtonian. So I got our own person right here in this studio with us today, and his love for art, his love for his community, his love for his family, his love for children and young adults, and the thing about him when he was really small, real young. You would look at him and say, he's going his places. He's a leader. But he was very quiet with it, very calm. Now I realize he's very cool with it because he does what he has to do. When he sets out to do certain things, he does it. And think about it. He grew up singing in the church and discovered he had a unique ability to captivate people through his music. And that is what he's doing. So this evening, it is an honor to have our own Washingtonian, Tylan Page, with us today. Tylan, thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for that. That was a wonderful introduction. That's one of the best introductions I ever had. So I appreciate you having me on. It's an honor.
Oh, that is so exciting. Oh, goodness. I'm one of the best. I have to remember to write that down in my little book.
For sure. You definitely got kudos, you know what I'm saying, off that one. That was crazy.
I got kudos. Right. So you're in the music industry now, and I noticed that you quoted, I want my songs to reach the depth of people's souls. I want to sing and write music and relate to everyone's experience and transport them to a place of love. When brothers and sisters listen to your music,
mm-hmm.
You want that music to transfer into love, to quote their soul. Where do you get that experience from? You express it to all of us, but do you look at something one day? Do you think about something one day? What happened when you quoted that, and now you're able to just transfer it to your audience?
It's just, like my family, like you said, like I'm a big family person. So like my mom and my grandma always showing me love. And just saying that not everybody has that experience to like have a great background and great support system around them. So, you know, if I could, you know, spread more love and more, you know, generosity and more, you know, genuineness to the world, you know, maybe it could help people come together. Yeah, so that's where I got that from.
And we before, okay, so this is a there's always tension between the creative side and the business side of the music industry. How do you balance the forces?
I just have a great team. You know, I have a great team that tells me, you know, just focus on what you have to do, and that's going into the studio, creating, and trying to make the best music that I could create possible. And I let them handle those types of situations. So that's my mom, that's my manager, Eric Nix. That's those two. That's like the two-headed monster, I call them. You know, so with them on my side, you know, it gives me a chance to just focus on what I need to do, and that's, you know, making the music, rehearsing, you know, getting ready for shows and stuff like that. It just keeps me focused on that.
That's good. You don't have to think about those things, because
you
have a team that they trust you and you trust them.
Absolutely.
And does that come also with the experience in your family? You have musicians throughout generations, right? You want to talk
Absolutely,
a little bit?
yeah. My great grandmother, she was known as the first lady of blues in DC, Mary Jefferson. And my grandmother, she was in the group along with her sister. You know, my mom, she you know, she was singing. She used to sing in church a lot too. She wanted to do things in music, but you know, some things just didn't happen, playing out for the way she wanted. My granddad was a musician, so like you said, everyone in my family pretty much, you know, does this. So it was like it was destined for me to do it.
That to me, that's what it is. Your DNA. I call it the DNA. It's just the DNA in you, in your family.
Absolutely.
That's good. So, okay, music is a very cutthroat industry. I'm just going by because I know some musician and they come back and talk to me, but it's a kind of like a cutthroat. And maybe you can correct me. Cutthroat industry. Are you equipping yourself to handle it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been singing now professionally for 3 years, and I've experienced some things where it's like, you know, because I would like to describe myself as a genuine person. Like I feel like I can't fake a vibe with you. Like if I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. So I feel like sometimes I will give certain people my true genuine self, and maybe sometimes I realize that sometimes you gotta separate being genuine from the business, because you know I've been stabbed a couple times in the back, you know, but I'd rather it happen now, you know, while I'm still coming up, than to happen years down the road when I get to where I aspire to get to. So it's definitely a cutthroat industry. I agree with everything you just said, for sure.
That's something. I have this thing about you well known, and people know you in Washington, D.C. They're beginning to know you all throughout the country and throughout the world. Tylan Page, if you had right now on this snowy day in Washington, I don't know where you are, but you had time enough. You had time enough to come on with us. But throughout the the East Coast, we had snow and the train. I mean, the planes are held up, so many people stranded in airports and everything. So, if right now you had the opportunity that someone will call you and say, "Please, we want you to sing to this famous person because they requested you." They could request any single in the world. And they heard you and they said, "I want him to sing at my dinner this evening." And you can choose. You have one person to choose. They said you have an opportunity to sing at this dinner. A well-known person, people know this person way out. Who will you choose to sing at their dinner?
Probably Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones for sure.
I say Quincy Jones dinner.
Yeah, because Quincy Jones, man, he's just legendary. You know, he crosses pretty much all generations. He's worked with my favorite artists of all time, other than Usher, of course, and that's Michael Jackson. You know, everybody, I feel like when you start doing music, Michael is the reason why you're doing it. If he's not the reason, you know what I'm saying? So Quincy, I love to sing for Quincy for sure, because that'll possibly lead to us working together in the future. So that would like be my number one choice.
We claiming it's spoken already on Sunday evening.
Oh yeah, it's spoken already.
Thing from Quincy Jones.
Yeah, from my mouth to God's ears.
We got it with Quincy Jones. When you were that was years ago in high school, you were the A student.
It wasn't that far ago. It was like about a year and a half, almost 2 years.
And then you jump all the way to now you're a junior in college, but you had leadership skills.
Mm-hmm.
How have you used your leadership skills here in the music industry?
So being an independent artist, you know, I've just been trying to navigate my way through the industry, you know, not having like a label per se behind me. And I just been learning as much as possible, but then also trying to, like, when people reach out to me on social media and ask me questions, like I'm also trying to give them the advice that I've been given, you know, like paying it forward pretty much, like not just keeping the information for myself and being selfish with it, like, you know, actually trying to help others to get to where I am, and you know, just for all of us to get to the top, because I'm nowhere where I want to be at yet, but I know I am a lot further than people that may be starting out. So just paying it forward and you know, just trying to give them as much advice as I can.
Mm-hmm. I like your music. And then you have the social media. You have all kinds of music out there, all kinds of music. So your leadership skill and your strength, your confidence, your belief in God, does that really help you to stay focused on what you want to do, the type of music you want to bring to the young people and to the mature audience? Have you, does that keep you focused? Because it's out there. It's like a lot.
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, I don't want to put anything out there that, like, in years to come that I'm gonna look back on and not be like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. Like that was a bonehead thing. Like I want to put out music that I could be proud of years down the line. You know, that something that God can be proud of, because at the end of the day, without him, I wouldn't have this talent. So I wouldn't want to put out anything that's, you know, not glorifying him or, you know, bringing down, you know, the things like it contributing to what's wrong with the world today. So I feel like that's a big role in it for sure.
The singer of I'm going to go way back now, maybe 70s, 80s. Freddie's Dead. That song is a classic. When Freddie is dead, drugs and things was coming into our community, and there was some backlash with that song. And just recently, I saw on YouTube where he was explaining why he wrote that. So it's still, because he explained it, it still was a classic.
Right.
So he was giving the message out to the community: this person is dead. You know, we need to watch and see what we're doing. So I agree with you that you could go back and listen to your music or the messages that you are giving to our young and
absolutely
the audience. Right. That's that. I like that. If you there has been fame can be intoxicating and sometimes harmful. Again, what forces are in place to keep you grounded?
Always my support system. I think, you know, you know my mom. If I say, you know, my mom and my grandma, they would, you know, they ain't having it. You know what I'm saying? But also it's my, you know, my relationship with God. I have a strong relationship with God, and I have a good head on my shoulders. So I'm, you know, I have experienced a little bit of fame, but like as it continues to grow, you know, with those two ladies on my side and then having God, I'm good. Like I know that I'm gonna make sure that nothing crazy that happens. Like you won't be hearing no crazy stories about me. Like I can guarantee that.
So when you come home from a trip and perform it, and your mom, I can imagine your mom say, "Hey, Tylan, it's time for you to do the dishes. It's time for you to do it. You take the trash out today.
Take the trash out. Yeah, absolutely. you know, go do my chores, go clean my room, stuff like that. Like I'm at the end of the day, I'm still a regular kid, I just have a God-given talent, and I'm just thankful that, you know, I have the right support system and the right team behind me to help me, you know, accomplish the goals that I want to accomplish. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy. That's what I say all the time.
You're a regular guy.
Yeah, I'm a regular guy.
Take the trash out.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go shovel some snow in a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Take the trash, shove the snow. Go out and smell it. You know, hey, camera's off now. Do what you got to do.
Absolutely. Yep. That's
I love your mom for that. I love your grandma. I love your team for doing that, because that's significant. That's very significant in this world, that we need people. We need to be accountable to people to continue. Right now, if you can talk to some of the young people in our in your community, not just Washington D.C., but in urban communities as well as rural areas, what advice will you give them right now? As far as
I say, don't give up. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, just don't give up. You know, we serve a great God. Sometimes we gotta be patient. You know, things not gonna come when you want them to, but they always come when it seems like it's perfect timing. You know, it's timing is everything. So, you know, just be patient and just keep working hard and don't give up. That's the main thing that everybody tells me. So, like I said, paying it forward. So I just want to keep pounding that into everybody's head. Like all my friends that I talk to on a regular basis that's younger than me, and I hear them telling me about their experiences and, you know, about them, like, you know, going through hardship and trying to, you know, continue to do what they're trying to do. I'm like, hey, just keep going, keep grinding at it, you know, keep pounding at it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get there. You keep working hard. So that's what I think. It's cliche, but it's true. It's cliche.
I like your team. Your team does not play. Keep bringing the trash. Let them take the trash out. I love it. But we keep going and not giving up. Not giving up. And that's what you've been doing for so long. I mean, you just did. You were singing in the choir. You were out there, and you had a great voice. And you said, "Okay, this is what I want to do." So this is what you're doing. The great musical artists leave an imprint. The great musical artists leave an imprint, a legacy. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, yikes. Yeesh. I haven't even thought about that. Yeesh. I don't know. I mean, when I first got into music, you know, my holy trinity of artists were Michael Jackson, Usher, and Chris Brown. Like those are my like top three guys, like are reasons why I do what I do. So I feel like my legacy saying from that aspect would be like when I say that I'm done with my music, feel like I could go, like metaphorically, go sit at a table with all those three and like belong there, you know, and know that I belong there. That I can sit there with those guys and have a conversation with them and actually feel like I have a place at that table. So that would be a big thing for me, and just leaving a mark on, you know, the younger generation. Like you said, like it just keep inspiring, keep showing them through me that anything is possible, you know, because I didn't think that I was gonna be singing. Like I did not think this was my purpose on this earth. Like my dream when I grew up was to be a politician, to be grow up and possibly be the president. I'm actually I'm in college studying political science, but I never thought that music was gonna be the direction I was going in, you know. So I mean, you never know when your calling is gonna come. So I just want to keep inspiring and keep showing the young generation that, you know, when that calling come, you got to pick up the call, man. You got to answer the call and go live your purpose. So.
And God has a tendency to text you sometimes. It comes real fast, right away. Right, immediately. You know the word in about
yeah, we in a generation that texting is the thing. So yeah, he text, call, you know, got to answer it, man. So yeah.
He call you to sing. And at this season, we're not giving up on you as being the president of this country. We're not giving up on you from a political perspective and a great leader. you singing now. You'll be singing in the White House also. That's what
Yeah,
God makes you.
it's funny. That's I used to say that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You know, like I said, I listen out for God's voice now more than ever. So you know, I won't say that that's out of the cards for me. But right now, I just know that I'm 1,000% focused on this music. So we'll see what happens on the political side. But I know for 1,000% this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Question very similar to what we just asked, but you grew up in the church, you stayed in the choir, you went to Sunday school, and you knew all those Bible verses, and you was really into it. What will you, as a leader today, leave churches? What will you leave them? What will you make them? What will you want them to think about as leaders of churches, as leaders, to think about when it comes to the younger generation? What would be that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would just say like make them feel more involved. I mean, make because I know a lot of my friends, you know, we'll have conversations sometimes about church, and they'll say, man, I just don't feel like I'm involved. Like I feel like it's for the older crowd. And I'll be like, man, you know, that's the only thing I really say, you know, make them feel more involved. Yeah, that would pretty much be it. Like, you know, just find ways. Like, other than Sunday school, because, you know, like Sunday school is like a cliche thing now. So I've been like, have like the leaders the young leaders, find a way for like to involve everybody, you know, in that age group. And I feel like New Bethel is doing a good job at doing that for sure. I think it's some churches that are doing that for sure, but that's what I would say.
And Tyler is talking about New Bethel Church right here in Washington, D.C., where he grew up at New Bethel, and Pastor Reverend Dexter, you're not all here in Washington, D.C. But that's a good point that they get them involved immediately.
Right.
And if it takes music to get them involved when it comes to music. Whatever there is, I think listening to them, because you know, you as a young person, you talk, but we have to take time to listen to what you're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think,
that's okay. It was nice.
I have no idea what just happened. My phone just kind of blacked out a little bit. But yeah, like definitely listening, you know, because I feel like that's another thing that our young people, we don't, you know, believe that the older generation listens to us. So I think that, you know, we take time to talk to each other and listen to what each side has to say. You know, you come to a resolve where like you'll see more young people in the church and, you know, being more involved for sure.
That's why I listen to your music and other young people's music, because to me, you telling us what you want. Well, you're telling us what's on your mind. A lot of times through music.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's why it's important. Tylan, we thank you for taking the time to be with us. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm so smiling all over the place.
I appreciate it.
It's just been such an honor to have you here.
It's an honor to be on. I appreciate you for even, you know, being excited for me to be on the platform. So I appreciate it.
And love to your family.
Love to yours too.
To make you take the trash out, and we'll be good.
I'm actually about to go shovel some snow in a little bit, so you know.
Good. That's a good assignment for you today. Yeah. Take care, and God bless you.
All right, you too. All right.
And to our listeners, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. And we always say, do not stop praying, because the communication with God, you want to be ready when you get that phone call, that text message where God has a plan for you to be a part of God's plan. You've been listening to Sunday Evening with Reverend Sue. May God bless you.
Ready to try something different. Say you need someone to love you right. Hold you tight, do the things you like. Well, girl, I'm the type that you like. Yeah.